Hello. Yes. Well, I was watching this kind of report, or how you want to call it, from Piers Morgan live, and he was talking about this situation with Harry and Meghan. And I just want to say something because I had recently sort of online argument with somebody over that situation. You know what? When Megan actually, I mean, anybody that has watched their famous or infamous interview with Oprah knows that she did mention this stuff about which has caused a lot of a storm of controversy and justly so. She was talking about the royal family, like the queen especially, being concerned over what hue or skin color the child or the son of Harry and Meghan would have, being that her mother is black. Yeah. So yeah, she said that actually you can see that if you watch the interview, and Oprah was like, "What?" Like, very shocked, and but after that, I think the royal house was like they sent a statement which expressed their you know disappointment or this they were appalled over Meghan having said this, and Harry kind of confirmed it also in that interview, which is makes everything even worse. You know what I think, and just to also mention this argument I had. This was recently, a couple months ago, I think, and so this person was like very adamant that no such thing was ever said by Megan. So it was like, oh, how dare you, accuse her of saying that? Like, come on, have you ever even watched that freaking interview? I mean, everybody had who has. This person obviously hadn't watched it, or not in its entirety anyway. So anybody that has knows that this was in fact said. It was said by Megan. All right, let's move forward. And then this guest on her Pierce Morgan's program, she was like, "Oh no, that wasn't the case. Nobody was accusing anybody of racism." So she was also doing the same kind of backtracking and denying. And I wonder why. Why is this happening? In this age. I mean, when we are supposed to be, people are supposed to know better than this, right? All right, I'm not gonna say it is not possible that Megan was telling the truth, all right, because we cannot know that, right? We don't know really if the Queen or anybody else, the Prince or, Philip or anybody, even William, was concerned over this. But what we do know, or can anybody intelligent enough can see, is that these two are obviously trying to cash in on everything, on this break that Harry has made from his family, from his royal family, right? They are trying to cash in on it, people. It's so simple. And now that he doesn't have the same kind of support, financially or any other way. Because as a member of that royal family, as a prince, you have certain privileges, and now he has actually turned down those privileges. He will not no longer be, part of that kind of evil system that once was responsible for enslaving people of other colors and nationalities. All right, fair enough. I got no problem with that. But why are you now suddenly accusing your brother of having assaulted you physically? Come on, is that something one should, dry? I mean, hang out the dirty clothes, your dirty laundry to dry in front of everybody. Come on. And how old are you anyway? Are you like 12 years old? That's something sounds like some a 12-year old would be like going around and telling his big brother for hitting you or whatever he did, pushing you. I don't know. I mean, let's face this. Let's face the facts. If William has assaulted him, that must have been because he done something to provoke him, to deserve some, let's say, deserve that kind of treatment. Like what we know also is that Meghan and Kate didn't get along, and in that relatively short time that they all lived there near each other, right? So it was obvious, you know. I think simply that Meghan could not kind of cope with her now being only the Duchess, the younger brother, so the younger princess wife, and not like the future queen or anything. So yeah, it was from the start, from the very moment that these two got together, it was the wet dream of every woke person that Meghan should become, a duchess, if not something more, So, but of course, the problem was that she could never become a queen. So that kind of dream of getting a sort of a black queen, even though Meghan is not black, of course, but these people seem to forget that they constantly push at her towards that kind of role, and she seems to gladly accept it herself. So this silly old woman, older woman that was the guest here on Pierce Morgan Live was kind of, she was treating Megan also as if she was just one, somebody like herself, because this woman is a black person, dark skin, everything. And Megan is not simple as that. She looks like what she is in reality, and that's a mixed race person, right? Simple as that. Also, that's the whole wedding. I mean, I remember the whole thing when with the black priest being there to do that speech, and I thought that whole thing was just too overblown, overdone. I mean, it was almost as if she's some kind of I don't know, poor girl from the Bronx or Harlem or whatever. Megan, a black girl from Harlem getting married to this European prince. Come on, people. And yeah, I mean, and the whole thing with Megan not speaking with her father and turning away her what is it called, a handicapped older sister who is white, turning her away when she came to speak to her. Come on, what kind of person does that? That's kind of pretty despicable thing to do, right? I mean, she was like, no, no, I don't want anything to do with that part of my family, blah, blah, blah. And so she has obviously cultivated the image of not so much a mixed race person in royal family, English or British royal family. She obviously cultivated her image of a black person in a British royal family. That's so obvious to me. I mean, come on, it's very obvious. So that's the what is to blame. This time where we live in is to blame. This kind of extreme political correctness, wokeness is to blame also for all this. And Harry is such an, I don't know what to say really about him. Now he's boasting about fighting in Afghanistan, killing 25 Talibans. That's ridiculous. I mean, everybody knows that nobody would ever let him fight for real. You know, I mean, come on, this is not the like third century or something where king's sons were or future king's sons and were fighting, in the field with the other soldiers. No way, man. So yeah, this is a very bad thing with what Harry has done. I blame him more than her because he actually had the a choice because his choice was simply to get his wife, to behave right, get her in line, right? No matter how, chauvinist or whatever that may sound, but he should have just, made her simply behave a little better around his brother and his wife, and everything would have been all right. But obviously, their whole response, their whole solution was to go away and blame everything, blame the reason for them having to go away from the royal family is on, these people, these horrible royal, people who treated her like dirt and supposedly. So, yeah, I mean, it's obvious to me that Harry wants to be, seen as the hero, like the good white man, the good royal family scion, who did the right thing, the noble thing, oh, they weren't treating my wife right. They were being racist to her, and so I said, to hell with you and all of you, and I left, took her and left. Well, I'm afraid that things aren't that simple. And the worst thing is that the idiotic medias have also have encouraged him to do that. Because, why? Alright, I watched this program about them, about Harry and Meghan, and they were like, everybody was like, oh, such a great couple, they're such great people. And this stupid woman was going on about how he is more charismatic than his brother and stuff like that. I mean, don't you know? You should know better, stupid woman. Things like that can really hurt, a family. Like, I mean, if this was the 19th century, that would have given Harry enough reason to try and take over. I mean, the his brother's place, right? That's how they did it. Back then, if there was a younger brother who saw that people liked him more than his older brother, you know what would happen? That younger brother could actually try and usurp his older brother's place. But happily or luckily, this cannot happen today. So yeah, fortunately. So when it comes to the whole thing with what she said about her baby's skin color and all that. She's a fibber. She's a fibber, as they say it in UK. Meghan is a huge fibber. She loves drama. Obviously, she was an actress for Christ's sake. She was an actress, alright. So she loves drama. She loves to turn herself into a victim, and that's what she did here, alright. She turned herself into a victim that she obviously never was. As I said, we can never know for sure if she was lying or not when it came to that. But to me, it sounded as she was at least exaggerating. I mean, the queen might have said something in that direction that she maybe hoped that the baby would not be like, too dark or whatever. But the truth is, I don't think that anybody could have, in these days, in this society now, would have been so hopelessly stupid to say that, out loud, like, oh, I hope my grandson will not be, too dark skinned, you know, yeah. So it is very, very badly done by both those people. They are actually what they are doing. They are surfing on the tabloid media wave. I don't know how long that will last, but when you think about uh, the great uncle of Harry's, Edward, he was, the same type actually. He loved the media. He loved the attention by the media, and but back then the media was nothing compared to today. It was just a few newspapers, right, who were write down a simple story, about the travels of the prince and his wife and stuff like that. I mean, today you know how it is. I mean, yeah, every single move makes a headline. Every single move they make, right? Yeah, so I don't think they will get any wiser. I mean, they are both, in a mature age by now. Megan is like 40, 41 or 2, 41, and Harry is like 38. So, they should know better by now, but they obviously don't, sadly. Alright, that was all.